All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How y'all doing out there? Peace in. Welcome to another edition of On the Cutting Room Floor, presented by Publicity Agents. I am the host, Tony Harvey, and let's get right on into it. Okay, the Sacramento Kings won tonight on the road, 133-122 over the Indiana Pacers in Indianapolis, Indiana, at the Gainbridge Field House. And let me tell you this, compared to all the activities that have been going on in the last 24 hours with these wild reports coming out of the NBA, the Kings win tonight was an all-star team effort. Really appreciated that, really, really appreciated that. Especially when, they had their chances to beat the Miami Heat down in South Florida the other night. Well, tonight, they were victorious. So that gives them their fourth win on this 7-game journey. They're 4-1 now. And they have won, 5 out of their last 6 games. So right now, I would say that they're playing really, really well. And it was a little bit of get back, with the Pacers too, since the Pacers were able to come to Sacramento on January the 18th at Golden One Center and beat the Kings 126 to 121. So like that effort that they put in, but it was definitely a team effort. Everyone who stepped on that floor for the Sacramento Kings, only 9 players played, had a contribution to pull out that win, no matter how it was done, what category it was done in. They made it happen. So the Kings right now, the Kings improved to, they are now 28-19 on the year, 14-11 on the road. And once again, they are still in 5th in the Western Conference. Matter of fact, they are now 10-6 against Eastern Conference team this season. And that is their 4th road win against a Eastern Conference team this season. So they're 4-3 on the road. So let me start here. I'm gonna start with the bench, the Sacramento Kings bench. As we know, the last game, the bench had a total of 16 points. 16 points. Well, tonight they had a total of 39 points. And the Kings needed every ounce of those buckets available. They were 15-23 shooting from the floor, 4 for 9 shooting in 3-point territory, 6 for 8 on the free throw end. My guy Malik Monk, he done bust out of his little slump. He had 23 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal in 27 minutes. He was 9 for 14 shooting from the floor, 1 for 3 in 3-point territory, made 4 or 6 shots from the charity stripe in free throws. That was a big contribution. They needed that. Trey Lyles, 13 points, 3 rebounds in 16 minutes. 4 or 5 shooting from the floor, 3 or 4 in 3-point territory. He hit both his free throws. Big minutes, big time. Big contribution from the secondary. Kessler Edwards, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block in 14 minutes. But let me tell you, everything that he did out there in those 14 minutes was all about defense. And that's why Mike Brown and his coaching staff put him out there. He was the 9th player on the floor, along with Davion Mitchell, who also played some excellent defense too. You don't see those things showing up in the box score. But he did have 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal, in 16 minutes. At least he's getting his time back. I think he understands, what his role is. And he has adapted to it well after sitting back for a while. But you were much needed tonight. Your contributions were a big impact on the game, especially in that secondary, that second unit. They needed that. big time. And you can tell the energy that they were bringing, at least between Trey Lyles and Malik Monk. They've been talking about their performance. Okay, Malik, I think there was a stat out there during the telecast, about 5.5 points per game. Okay, he didn't even get an assist in the last game. Okay, he had 6 points in the last game against Miami in about 14 minutes. Ineffective, just ineffective. But you were back to your super reserve role tonight, and you delivered. You and Trey Lyles. Okay, Trey, he's been playing well anyway. Okay, but we need that playmaker out there. We need that energy guy out there. We need that spark plug out there. Okay, the Kings need that out there coming from their bench to complement what the starters were doing. And they did get off tonight. Okay, and when I'm talking about the starters, I am talking about starting at the top. Domantas Sabonis, who was denied a spot on the NBA All-Star roster for the Western Conference. He was denied a spot. Okay, I'm talking about somebody who's been putting up Wilt Chamberlain numbers. Was denied a spot, as well as De'Aaron Fox. He was denied a spot on the roster. No King will be on the roster in Indianapolis, because that's where the All-Star weekend will be. The All-Star game will take place right there in Gainbridge Field House in downtown Indianapolis. No Sacramento King will be representative other than Keegan Murray, who will be part of the Rising Stars Challenge as a sophomore. Okay, we know he earned a right. Didn't say too much about that. But Domantas and De'Aaron Fox should be on that squad. Okay, I always just say, Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Davis. Okay, Anthony Davis played for the Lakers. The Lakers are 24-25. They're one game under 500. That's a losing record at this point. Okay, they're not even one of the 16 teams that would be in the playoff today if it occurred today. And he got a spot over Domantas Sabonis. Okay, Domantas is averaging about 21 points a game, 13 rebounds a game, and 8 assists. Okay, he recorded his 30th double-double, straight double-double tonight. Okay, he eclipsed the great Oscar Big O Robertson. Now he has one more game to get a double-double to tie him again for 31. Oscar did it 29 straight games one time, then he did it again 31 straight games. That's what sits at the top of the Sacramento Kings franchise record. Mike Brown said after the game that Domantas Sabonis is one of 14 players in history to do what he is doing. And he was denied a spot on that roster. That's ridiculous. Okay. Anthony Davis averaging about 25 points, 12 and a half rebounds. I understand that. Okay. We all do understand that. Okay. But you're not helping your team win at the same rate that Domantas Sabonis is. Because Domantas Sabonis doesn't do what he does unselfishly. The Kings don't win. They don't win. They do not win. And that same goes for Karl Anthony Towns. I'm not down on that brother at all. He deserves a spot on the team. Okay, he does. But he's not doing what Domantas Sabonis is doing. Okay? And I go back to what Trista Crick said. Because she pulled the numbers. And she posted on, or exited out or tweeted, whatever they call it now. Let's just say tweeted it out. Karl Anthony Towns is not the best big on his team, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay? Anthony Edwards, who made it on the All-Star team as a reserve, okay, said his teammate, Rudy Gobert, should be on that All-Star team. Okay? So that says a lot when your own teammate, pick one person over you, Karl Anthony Towns. And I'm not saying that you do not deserve a spot. Okay. I'm just saying what Tristan said, and I'm going off of what Anthony Edwards said. But I do know one thing, okay? In his defense, Domantas Sabonis should have been named as a reserve for the Western Conference All-Star roster. He had 26 points tonight, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, okay, in 35 minutes. His 30th straight double-double, 26 points, 11 rebounds. And he did this in 35 minutes. He was 9 for 14 shooting from the field. Okay, he made 8 of 9 free throws, and he had 2 steals to help his team win tonight in Indianapolis. Now, this was done by the coaches. The coaches are the one, to pick the squad. Okay. And Mark Spears, Hall of Fame writer, no doubt about that, right for ESPN. He put out a statement that came from Mike Brown, Sacramento Kings head coach. Okay. Pretty long, pretty lengthy, but the word that got my attention was wrongdoing. It's a wrongdoing. Okay. And also makes Mike look bad too, if you ask me. It's like, hey, I'm the one coaching these guys, and I know what they do. They're great. They are great. De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. And they can't get a spot on a winning team, from a winning team, can't get a spot in the All-Star game. Okay. So I know, Mike was talking about wrong. I mean, it's wrongful. It's wrongfully. It's wronging by some wrongdoers. I'm talking about them 29 other coaches too. What are y'all thinking? Okay, I know this happened every year. Somebody's going to get phased out, snubbed. I understand that, but ain't no way Domantas Sabonis should be left off that roster. I know there might be another chance, with an injury might occur, from another one of those All-Star selections, and then Adam Silver, the National Basketball Association commissioner, can fill that in. With the next player. But I'm talking initially, Domantas Sabonis should have been on that squad. Foxy had 25 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 steals tonight, and 2 blocks. Those 6 steals, okay, that ties his career high in the game. 6 steals, all right? As we already know, he's one of the top leaders in train robberies, which I call steals, in the league, in the association. Okay, probably done bump that up a little bit because that's two-way activity. Okay, frequency all the way. Okay, all the way. All right, yeah, he didn't have, a little bit of a slump like that, but he really looked active tonight. I mean, and he was out there to go get it. Okay, maybe that disturbed him a little bit that he didn't, get a nod. I know a report came out that said he wasn't, too much worried about it. But, hey, all you got to worry about, De'Aaron Fox, is getting this team to the playoffs and helping them, go deep in those deep runs and stuff. But nice little run in those 35 minutes tonight. Still got to hit those free throws. He was 2 for 6 for shooting for free throws, though he was 11 for 21 shooting from the field. He made 1 3-pointer in 3-point territory out of 5 attempts. Harrison Barnes. Nice little bounce back. He only had 9 points in that Miami Heat loss the other night, but he had 22 points tonight, 4 rebounds, 3 assists in 30 minutes. He was 5 for 10 shooting from the floor, made half his 3-pointers, 3 for 6 from the shooting in 3-point territory. Excuse me, no. He made 4 of 7 in 3-point territory. He made 4 of 7 behind the arc. Okay, he had 1 block and 1 assist. Okay, they definitely needed that because that was part of that all-star team effort tonight. And that's exactly what it was, an all-star team effort. All universe, all Pluto, all Neptune, all Saturn, all Earth, all Mars. Okay. Kevin Huerter Still playing with that consistency. He only had 5 points in the first half, but he finished the game with 15 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting 5 for 10 from the floor, made half of his three-pointers in three-point territory. He was 3 of 6 in that category, in that area, and he was 2 for 3 shooting from the free throws. Now, I'm talking about those free throws. Oh boy, because I just mentioned De'Aaron just made 2 out of 6. The Kings were 18 for 28 shooting from the free throws. Okay, look, if you guys are not shooting over 75%, you basically just going to hear it from me. Okay, because I'm not going to let up on that. You should be shooting in the 80% percentile from the charity stripe as a team. Okay, I'll give you 75%. Okay, still be a C if it was a grade, but you got to shoot better. I mean, I thought that was going to be handled. But as a team, well, come on. All right, even Malik missed 2 free throws tonight. He was 4 for 6 from the field and stuff. Come on now, I got to make the. I mean, I'm not going to let up on you. But anyway, the Kings were 51. The Kings made 51 shots out of 90 attempts on the floor at 56%. That's some great shooting tonight. Okay, they were 13 for 34 in three-point territory, 38%. 18 for 28 at the charity stripe, 64%. 64%. I think they were 12 for 18 the other night in Miami. Come on, man. All right. Okay, they had 26 assists, 16 turnovers. Okay, but they had 15 steals. Okay, 15 steals. I mean, Harrison Barnes, he had 3 steals. Okay, as I said, De'Aaron Fox had 6. So that's 9 of them right there. All right. Look good in that category. They forced 22 turnovers on the Pacers. Okay, Benedict Mathurin, he had 5 turnovers for the Pacers. Pascal Siakam, we see him again, this time in the Pacers uniform. Last time we saw him in Sacramento when Sacramento beat Toronto Raptors before he was traded to Indianapolis. He had 5 turnovers. Tyrese Halliburton, who played tonight, okay, he had 5 turnovers. So that's 15 turnovers. He did that in 21 minutes. All right. Buddy Hield, who came off the bench, he had 0 turnovers for the Pacers. Buddy Hield did. Think about that. Okay. He took care of the ball. Yeah. Benedict Mathurin, he had 31 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals in 36 minutes. Siakam, he had 22 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals in 35 minutes. Hill, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. I'll say it again, 0 turnovers, and he had 2 steals in the game. Okay. Tyrese, he played last night too when they played in New York. They lost that game. They got badly out-rebounded in that game too. 14 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He's averaging like 12 and a half assists a season, 1 steal in 21 minutes. Still probably dealing with that hamstring injury that he suffered about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Matter of fact, Miles Turner didn't play in this game, nor did Jalen Smith for the Pacers. They played last night. I think Miles was dealing with an ankle sprain or something like that. I'm not sure what Jalen Smith injury was, but he was probably one of the only bright spots last night because they got out rebounded by the Knicks about 60-44. Okay, Isaiah Hartenstein, he had 19 rebounds for the Knicks. Okay, Precious Achiuwa, Precious Achiuwa had 16 rebounds for the Knicks. Okay, remember he was in Toronto. He was traded to the Knicks here recently. He had 16 rebounds. Josh Hart, Mr. Utility Man, he can do everything. He had 12 rebounds for the Knicks. Okay, yeah, they was out rebounded. 60-44. Okay, and the Knicks won that game, 109-105. So the Pacers coming back on the back-to-back, so they lose both games. You know, sum that all up though. But Sacramento Kings, as I said again, I will say it again and again and again if necessary. They are 28-19 on the season, 14-11 on the road. Okay, they're 4-1 on the 7-game journey. Okay, so they have 2 more games. They're going up to Chicago. They're going northwest. They only got to go about 90 miles anyway to hit Chicago in the land of Lincoln, Illinois. And they have won 5 of their last 6 games. They have won 5 of their last 6 games. King, they've really been playing well. They played really, really good tonight. I'll tell you again. It was an all-star team performance. Okay. Initiated by 2 all-stars who didn't make the all-stars this season. That just drives me crazy. Okay. It's also a get back because the Kings beat the Pacers after they got them at Golden One Center on January 18, 126-121. Yes. So it's a really good game. I think the Kings, boy. The game was tied 39-39 in the early in the second quarter. And the Kings went on like a 11-2 run. And they basically didn't look back. They did not look back. I mean, the closest that the Pacers had gotten, I remember this was the Kings, the Kings. After that, they won an 11-2 run, but they ended that second quarter. At halftime, it was 71-64. 71-64. And then they went up. Oh, boy. They had an 18-point lead in the third quarter. Okay, and after that, the Pacers never got closer than 7 after the Kings got up to about 18-point margin, but they never got it closer than 7. It was 127-120. Late in the fourth quarter, but they were able to. The Kings were able to end them off by a basket by Domantas Sabons, then Fox, and then Domantas sealed the game with 2 more free throws to end the game. It was 133-122. So the thing about that game, they were able to force 22 Indiana Pacers turnovers. So not bad at all. Heading up here to Madison Street on the west side of Chicago at the United Center to play the Bulls. The Bulls who are the Bulls record. They are 23-26, so they'll be waiting on the Kings. They had a night off. So they're sitting up there waiting on the Kings. The Kings be playing their second game of the back end of the back-to-back. And we'll see what happens there. My understanding, Kobe White for the Bulls, he's questionable. He's been really dynamite playing for that team. That's really been plagued by injuries and stuff. So let's see what happens there. I do know the Kings are probably happy to get out of Indianapolis. No, I won't be going to no All-Star game, no matter if they had 3 or 4 players on the Kings that was getting in there. It's just not, my cup of tea. But some people don't even realize, though, at least maybe here in Sacramento, Oscar Robertson, Big O, he's from Indianapolis. He played there. That's where he made his name in high school, before he went to the University of Cincinnati. And then he was drafted by the Cincinnati Royals. Okay, where he had played for that team many, many years. Right up until I think they traded him before the Kings moved from Cincinnati to Kansas, where they became the Kansas City Kings. But Oscar Robertson was born in Tennessee, but a lot of people in that that time, they were migrating up north, looking for better jobs. I'm not sure that's what his family was doing, and they ended up in Indianapolis. And Oscar attended Christmas Addicts High School in Indianapolis. But historically, that school, I don't think it's standing anymore. It might even be demolished. I don't think it's open was built by the KKK for the simple reason that they didn't want any black folks going to their schools. Okay, the all-white schools. So they built Christmas attics. Okay. Matter of fact, they built them a gymnasium without any bleachers. Okay. All right. They had to play elsewhere. Also historically, okay. Oscar, they were so good. I think he went to the state finals a couple times in his high school career. And those games were played at Butler University in Indianapolis, of course, right? Everybody knows about Butler University. They have a really, really good basketball program. They're on a little bit of a lull right now, but they've always been historically known as a great basketball team, okay? Along with the Purdue's, the Indiana's, and Ball State, okay? Basketball is really big in the state of Indiana, okay? But one of those times, or maybe both of those times, that Oscar Robertson and his team went to Indianapolis to play on the campus, to play basketball, state championship on the campus. But they could not stay in those dorms on the campus. The white teams, they could, the white players from the other high schools, they could stay on there and stay in the dorms, but not the black ball squads. They had to stay off campus. They could play in that championship on the campus, but they could not stay in those dorms. They could not room on those. Yeah. Now we always talk about the KKK and the terror that there was creating with the black community in the southern part of the United States, and they did. Okay, well, they were all over the place. Okay, they were up north. They were in Indiana. Okay, there were lynchings in Indiana. There are historically photos out there. Okay, of lynchings in Indiana and Ohio. Okay, these are states above the Mason-Dixie line. All right. From what I understood, Indianapolis was one of the headquarters for the KKK. Okay, I grew up 90 miles from Indianapolis in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois. So I know about this. I have experienced certain things there, so I understand that. Okay, so that's just my side of the story. But let's get back to basketball. Okay, Domantas Sabonis should have been on that All-Star game. Okay, I don't know what's going on with these other 29 coaches because I know Mike Brown was supporting his guys, but he should have at least been on that roster. Okay, I'm campaigning for De'Aaron Fox too, but when I'm looking at these numbers that Domantas has been putting up, okay, it would have been his fourth All-Star selection. Okay, he has been there 3 times, 2 times as an Indiana Pacer and 1 time as a King because he went there last season with De'Aaron Fox. Okay, I just heard he's going to lose about $1.3 million because it was contingent in his contract that he made the All-Star team, okay, as an incentive in his contract. And I think he signed like a $217 million extension with, the Sacramento Kings. Okay. Now $1.3 million, that's a lot of money. I don't care what you say. Okay. It is. All right. And not only that, it adds on to his accolade, okay, of making the All-Star. Nobody's doing what he's doing. Okay. Anthony Davis, you're not doing that. All right. Your team is barely there, hanging on, at 500. Kings are 9 games over 500, sitting in 5th place in the Western Conference. They're high on the charts, not the Lakers. Not the Lakers. Karl Anthony Towns, you are on a winning team. You are putting up 22 points a game. You're only averaging 8 rebounds. Okay. Your own teammate said, Rudy Gobert. Okay. And not to say that you don't deserve to be there, brother. I'm not saying that. Okay. What I am saying, Domantas Sabonis was denied an opportunity to be on that All-Star roster for the Western Conference. He still may make it We'll see what happens, with these injuries and stuff. But come on, man. Every year somebody gets snubbed. I understand it. They only got 12 spots. Okay, but you see a lot of performances across the board, from both conferences, the Eastern and the Western. But this year, okay, the biggest snub was the fans of the Sacramento Kings. Okay, because out of all the winning teams on both sides, East and West, the Sacramento Kings will not have a player to represent in the All-Star game that will be played in Indianapolis, Indiana, at the Gainbridge Field House. No. Because if you cut it off at 8 teams on each side, it will be in the playoff. The King will have that one spot where there's no representation. It's ridiculous. That is totally ridiculous. Okay. We're going to have to find out what's going on there. I certainly would like to know what coach voted for what and why. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Okay. Sacramento Kings, they beat the Indiana Pacers 133-122. They are now headed to Chicago, Illinois, Madison Street United Center for another match tomorrow. That'll be the second game of a back-to-back. I will be back after that game. Okay. I really appreciate y'all tuning in, and listen to my digital commentary. Please like it. Please subscribe, because this is what this channel is all about. Okay. And I appreciate all your love. So, peace, love, and solidarity. Talk to you tomorrow.